Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's Daily Word. Today is Thursday, October 14th of the year 2021. Glad you could join me for our few minutes together as we share in our Daily Word. Kind of a cloudy morning this morning, but it's good to be with you all as we share in our time together and we explore our Daily Word and what it might mean for us. Just a reminder that there will not be a Daily Word tomorrow. I'm having some tune-up surgery on my left knee, as I like to call it, and I have to be there at 6:15 tomorrow morning. So there will not be a Daily Word tomorrow. But I'll invite you to join us for worship on Sunday morning at 10:15 as we explore this idea of what it means to be disciples and talk about ambition. You know, we all have ambition. We're gonna talk about ambition on Sunday and what that might mean for us. So I would appreciate your prayers tomorrow as I dive into this surgery a little bit and pray for some pain relief moving forward. And so when I'm done with therapy and get awake and feeling better, with the surgery, I have to go right to therapy. And so that'll be an interesting challenge. So anyway, thank you for your prayers as we move forward. So today's scripture, I've chosen, it's an interesting text, and it's just this one verse, but I think it speaks a lot to all of us about our gifts and what God's given us, and then importantly, how we use those gifts. It's from 1 Peter 4, verse 10. Like good stewards of the manifold grace of God, serve one another with whatever gift each of you has received. Like good stewards of the manifold grace of God, serve one another with whatever gift each of you has received. These are interesting words for us, like good stewards. So, we talk about in all of our lives what it means to be good stewards. Good stewards of our money, good stewards of our property, good stewards of our family. The scripture talks to us about what it means to be stewards of the land and how we care for it. And I think how we then interact with each other, we're called to be good stewards. And I think the idea of how we farm the land and toil in the land, how we rotate crops, what we do in our yards and in our homes, how we provide for our families. We all strive, I think, to be good stewards. It's interesting that the writer then talks to us about being stewards of the manifold grace of God by serving one another with whatever gift each of us has received. So, we all have different gifts in life, and that's good news, right? We all have different gifts. I was talking to a man early this morning at breakfast, and we were talking. He said, Jim, I don't know of a person who has less mechanical abilities than me. I said, I don't know. It could be me. And he told me that when he went into in the Indiana National Guard in 1956, they had to take these tests. Yes, the best score was 100, and the gentleman told me he scored a 6. I said, well, maybe I'm a little bit better than a 6. I don't know. But he said, but if you want to know about investing, and you want to know about this and this, I'm your guy. We've been given these multitude of gifts, right? And we're really called then to serve. And I know you know what's coming. We're called to make love our aim and to bear witness to the power of love in the world. And ministry and sharing gifts isn't just for people like me. It's for all of us. We're called to use our gifts and our energy, you see, to share God's love with the world. In the marketplace. And we have to know that these gifts we've been given we're called then to share them with others. Last night, Diane and I stopped at Home Depot in Piqua. We are getting ready to remodel our bathroom. Our laundry right now, the washer and dryer, is in the basement. And that's really tub. So we have to figure out what we're going to do about a bathtub. But we have a huge bathroom that and so we looked around and a lady came over and helped us. And she was talking to us about Samsung and LG and all these brands. And boy, did she know her stuff. And she walked us through it and told us about the pros and the cons of all the things we were looking at. And we ended up buying some last night, even though we're not ready yet. We're going to just store them in our garage temporarily. She was amazing. She has this gift of knowing her stuff. And she put it all in the computer and did all this stuff. And I had this coupon on my phone and she scanned that and she gave us all the paperwork and we walked out of there and Diane said, man, she was great. She has this gift. And it made us feel good about what we did. That's what we're called to, right? We're called to, the scripture says, like good stewards of manifold grace of God, serve one another. We're buying and all the things around it. I wonder for us, in all of our lives, if we would look deep inside of ourselves at the gifts we've been given. Now, it doesn't matter how old you are, or it doesn't matter how young you are. We've been given these gifts. I wonder if we look deep inside of ourselves. And instead of biting each other, as happens a lot in our world, and instead of destroying each other or ripping each other's heart out, if you will, or just making our case no matter what the other person says, I wonder if we look deep inside of ourselves at the gifts we've been given and then use those gifts to serve one another. And how different our lives would be, how different social media would be, how different communities and neighborhoods and even neighbors would be, how different our families might be if we said, look, we have to be good stewards of the manifold grace of God. And whatever gifts we've been given, we're going to use those to serve one another. In love, in grace, in forgiveness, in peace, in building each other up, in making a difference in our neighborhoods and in our communities, in sharing our lives with each other. I'm a helpless and hopeless optimist. I believe that God and this ability to destroy each other. Let love be our aim as we bear witness to the power of love in the world. Maybe, just maybe, that's a word that we could hold on to today. Like good stewards of the manifold grace of God, friends, serve one another with whatever gift each of you has received. Hope we do that. Hope we find ways. Hope I find ways to do that always. So, know of God's grace. May God know who you are. Of my love for all of you. Thank you for your prayers. And I look forward to seeing you Sunday morning at 10:15. Have a great day and a great weekend.